What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Cajun Towboater Reviews. My name is Bo, aka the Cajun Towboater, and today I'm going to give you something different. It's not a review, it's my top 10 DC Multiverse figures that I'd like to see McFarlane Toys release. Some of them you may not like the order that I put them in. That's just my list. That's the way I put it, because some have, not from McFarlane, but other companies have released figures of them as well. So that's why they may be lower on the list than some of the others. But let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, for my number 10 I chose Calendar Man. And Calendar Man, if you don't know about him, he's fascinated by dates and calendars. His crimes usually have to have a relationship to the date that he's committing. The theme may be related to either the day of the week or what holiday or a special anniversary. He will plan his crimes around that day, but he often wears different costumes corresponding to those specific dates. And he also does have a main costume that has various numbers to represent the days on the calendar. He usually has the months of the year tattooed in a circle around his bald head. But I just want to see this figure. He's an obscure villain, and I like the obscure villains. And he's been getting more attention since James Gunn put him in the Suicide Squad movie, and also whenever the Long Halloween animated 2-part that they just released as well. So Calendar Man is my number 10 pick. Alright, my number 9 pick is Batman 89 from the 1989 Batman movie. We all know his story. His parents are killed by Jack Napier, who later becomes the Joker, thanks to Batman. So the Joker gets to say Batman created him, and Batman gets to say the Joker created him. And this is low on my list because so many other figures have, so many other companies have made this figure. And I mean, we've had NECA, especially with the video game version of it as well. But I want to see a DC Multiverse McFarlane version of it. So yes, number 9 is Batman 89. Alright, my number 8 is the Joker from the Dark Knight. He has no names, no other aliases, and he just wants to watch the world burn. When this movie was released, Heath Ledger's Joker became the definitive betrayal of the Joker. Of the Joker, and he was amazing at it. I remember sitting at work when it was announced that he was cast as the Joker, and the internet lost their mind. They couldn't see the guy who had just played one of the gay cowboys in Brokeback Mountain playing the Joker. But he did amazing at it. This Joker is just, he doesn't give a shit about anything. He wants, like I said, to watch the world burn. He just wants to cause chaos. And Heath Ledger definitely portrayed that agent of chaos perfectly. This one is low on my list as well, because Joker figures have been made by other companies as well. But I want to see it in the DC Multiverse line. We can do a Dark Knight Wave, which would be amazing as well. Don't know, you can probably build a vehicle, build a tumbler. But yes, this is my number 8. Alright, my number 7 is Robin from the Batman and Robin movie. Yes, I know not many people love this movie. Even the actors didn't love the movie. But I'll accept a Batman and Robin wave with I'll even accept the bat nipples. You know this story. He turned to crime fighting after he was brought into Wayne Manor after Two-Face killed his parents in Batman Forever. But I do like the design of the suit, the Nightwing design of it. Nightwing and Robin have always been my Dick Grayson has always been one of my favorite DC characters. I mean, you can do the different variants of it, the silver and black suit at the end. You can have a Batman and Robin wave. I would say build Bane, but they already had Bane Build-A-Figures. But what's another Build-A-Figure? Bane. So this is my number 7, Robin from the Batman and Robin movie. Alright, my number 6 is Catwoman from Batman Returns. She was thrown out a window by Max Schreck, and gaining the 9 lives and agility of the cat, she exacts her revenge while losing many of those 9 lives in the process, and falling in love with Bruce Wayne. I like the complexity of this character, the design of it, the stitching. I mean, it's very Tim Burton. That's what I love about Tim Burton's movies, the way he draws it all out and designs things. It's just amazing. I would love to see this as a DC Multiverse figure. You could have the either extending claws or the another head that switches out with her hair coming out of it. Either way, I love this figure, and I would love to see. I love this character, and I would love to see it as a multiverse figure. So that is my number 6, Catwoman from Batman Returns. Alright, my number 5 is Robot Man, aka Cliff Steele from Doom Patrol. He's a cyborg and former NASCAR driver whose brain was transplanted into a robotic body after a car crash destroyed his own. I love this character, the complexity of this character, and Brendan Fraser, just even if though it's just his voice, most of the time it's a different actor in the robot suit on Doom Patrol. He can give that emotion that is needed. And who doesn't love Brendan Fraser? I'll even accept a variant of just Cliff Steele as Brendan Fraser, a figure as that as well. I love this character. It's one of my favorite characters from Doom Patrol. So that is my number 5, Robot Man, aka Cliff Steele. Okay, my number 4 is Bat Zorro. He's the world's worst detective. He is everything opposite of what Batman is. And if you read the comics, you know that the Bizarro world is everything opposite. They do everything opposite of what Earth does. Even Bizarro's world is Earth, like spelled backwards. But yeah, I love this character. From what I've read, he's just hilarious. He's everything Batman's not, and I love him for it. So I'd like to see this figure. I know they made one in the DC Universe line, but I want to see one in the DC Multiverse line from McFarlane. So this is my number 4, Bat Zorro. Alright, it's time for my number 3. My number 3 is Kite Man. He's just a villain that's so ridiculous that we just can't afford to not have him as a figure. I would love to see him. I mean, he is so ridiculous that whenever they created him, they named him after Charlie Brown. His name is Charles Chuck Brown, and he armed himself with kites, and that's one of Charlie Brown's signature things, was flying a kite. So, but I love the character in the Harley Quinn show. Even though he got shit on a lot by Poison Ivy and stuff like that, but he ended up being a great character in that Harley Quinn show. So that is my number 3, Kite Man. Okay, my number 2 is Nightwing from Batman the Animated Series slash the New Batman Adventures, with the glorious mullet and all. This is the iteration where I first fell in love with Nightwing as a character. I've always loved Robin as a character, the Dick Grayson version of Robin, but this is where I fell in love with Nightwing as a character, especially in the one episode where he explains to the new Robin, Tim Drake, that why he left and stopped being Robin. He fought with Batman over Batman's controlling nature and unnecessarily harsh approach to some of the things he was doing. So as a result, he left Gotham and returned years later as Nightwing. And I love this. I mean, the hairstyle threw me off at first because it was hard to picture Dick Grayson with a mullet because I was so used to seeing the 1966 Batman. But yes, I would love to see this as a DC Multiverse figure. And I know I've been saying that a lot, but yes, my number 2 is the Nightwing from the Batman the Animated Series and the New Batman Adventures. Alright, so it's time for my number 1, and it's not just a figure, it's actually a whole wave that I'd like to see, and it's a Smallville Wave with maybe Doomsday as a Build-A-Figure. We can have different variants of Clark Kent, one in either his blue jacket with a red shirt underneath, or one in either his red jacket and blue shirt underneath. Also one in his black blur costume and one in his red leather blur costume. Another figure we definitely need is Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor in Smallville, to this day I will say that Michael Rosenbaum's portrayal as Lex Luthor was always the best and most complex performance of Lex Luthor, of that character. And that's in my opinion. I know other people might have different opinions. Smallville's Green Arrow would make a great figure as well. We have so many heroes from the series to choose from that can be included. But we also have to include Lois Lane. And don't get me wrong, I know many people many people and fans did not like Smallville's version of Doomsday. But I actually think that it was actually pretty good. I mean, it could be... anything is better than Doomsday from Batman v Superman. But that is my number 1, not just a figure, a whole Smallville wave, and I'd like to see that. Alright y'all, this was my top 10 DC Multiverse figures I'd like to see McFarlane release. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what figures you would want to see in the wave. Let me know if you liked any of my picks. Let me know which picks you didn't like. But as always, this is my opinion. You can create your own list. But I'd like to invite y'all to like my Instagram and my Facebook. They pop up here. You'll see them pop up. And you can message me on there. You can follow me to always get updates for new videos and figure reviews and all of that. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.